Welcome back to AKHA Study. Today we are opening the West Bengal Board Class 9 syllabus to explore a fascinating chapter titled The Price of Bananas. Our story comes from the brilliant mind of Mulk Raj Anand. He built a reputation by turning his pen away from the elite, focusing instead on the harsh, often ignored realities of the Indian working poor. Anand uses this encounter between a businessman and a monkey to expose the deep-seated class tensions lurking just beneath the surface of Indian society. We begin at the Faizabad railway station, baking in the intense, sweltering heat of the Indian summer. The platform is a vibrant, crowded blur of passengers waiting for their train to Lucknow. Above the chaos, younger monkeys frolic in the high branches of the neem and tamarind trees. They constantly scan the platform, ready to pounce on half-sucked mango stones or dropped food. They are chaotic but highly responsive. Earlier, one monkey snatched the loincloth of a pious man taking a bath at the water pump. When the bather politely requested it back, the monkey threw it right down to his feet. The monkeys and the regulars at the station have reached a quiet understanding. A bit of respect generally leads to a peaceful resolution. Into this environment steps a wealthy businessman known as Sethji. He wears a pristine white muslin dhoti, a delicate tunic, and an expensive embroidered cap, carrying a smug expression on his round face. He makes his presence known immediately by harshly shouting at an impoverished porter, a man actively struggling under the weight of Sethji's massive steel trunk and brass jugs. Suddenly, a monkey leaps down from the neem tree. In a flash, it snatches that prized embroidered cap right off Sethji's head and scrambles back out of reach. The rich man's arrogance evaporates instantly. His smugness vanishes, replaced by a red, sweaty, and utterly helpless panic as the platform onlookers secretly amuse themselves. Sethji stands under the tree, shouting and threatening the animal. The louder and angrier he gets, the higher and further away the monkey retreats. From the crowd, a humble, grimy-faced fruit vendor pushes his little cart forward, volunteering to intervene. The entire platform falls silent. Everyone watches with bated breath to see if this poor street hawker can accomplish what the wealthy businessman could not. The vendor takes a gentle approach. He lifts a couple of bananas, stretches out his left hand, and softly coos, "Ow, ow," treating the animal with patience. In this moment, Sethji's dignity relies entirely on the resourcefulness and emotional intelligence of the poorest man on the platform. The calm strategy works. The monkey cautiously climbs down, accepts the bananas with its right hand, and drops the crumpled cap from its left. The crowd erupts in cheers as the vendor humbly returns the cap to its owner. With the crisis averted, the vendor respectfully asks Sethji for 2 annas to cover the cost of the fruit he sacrificed. Sethji immediately reverts to his old self. He turns on the vendor, shouting in disgust at his impudence for daring to ask for compensation. He throws a single, insufficient anna onto the platform. Doubling down, he then pays his porter only 4 annas for hauling the massive luggage, entirely ignoring the porter's wails of protest. The tone of the platform shifts abruptly. The comedy of a stolen hat vanishes, replaced by the reality of Sethji's cruelty toward those who just helped him. The guard's whistle blows and the train pulls away. The desperate vendor runs alongside the moving cars, physically clinging to the footstep of Sethji's window. He cries out a final plea, "Sethji, do not rob the poor." But the businessman stubbornly turns his head, scowling out the opposite window until the vendor finally drops off. As the train gains speed, the physical acceleration mirrors the widening gulf between the wealthy elite safely inside the cabins and the struggling working class left behind in the dust. Inside the compartment, Sethji sits uncomfortably, loudly trying to justify his cheapness to a completely silent audience. The other passengers offer him no support, feeling only simmering sympathy for the vendor. The narrator engages in a quiet act of rebellion. He draws a caricature of the smug Sethji and passes it around to the other passengers. Everyone laughs at the rich man's expense, making him squirm in his seat. In the end, Sethji's bank balance couldn't buy him the dignity he lost. The vendor, with nothing but a cart of fruit, showed a depth of character that the businessman couldn't even recognize. That wraps up our breakdown of The Price of Bananas. If this summary helped you, hit that like button, share it with your classmates, and subscribe to AKHARA Study for more clear, detailed lessons.